Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53, ready to get you prepared for your Monday with the Morning Sprint.
Mark Peterson standing by with your work week forecast.
And Destiny Richards is live at the airport where some local veterans are getting ready for the trip of a lifetime. But first, the U.S. Supreme Court will hear the case of a former Seattle area football coach fired by a school district because he refused to stop praying on the field. The case of Joe Kennedy versus the Bremerton School District could have broad implications on the separation of church and state. Following the games, Kennedy, a Christian, would kneel for silent or quiet prayers. As this ritual went on, it evolved. Students began joining him for post-game prayer. Players from opposing teams did as well. Eventually, Kennedy was giving motivational speeches to those who joined, which often included religious content and a short prayer. In 2019, the Supreme Court declined to hear the case. Now, with the conservative majority, that case is back.
And this morning we've been live at the Spokane International Airport where 100 veterans are getting ready to go on the first Inland Northwest Honor Flight in more than 2 years. Right now the pre-flight ceremony is going on to remember 12 veterans who are not going to be able to make it on this flight. It was supposed to happen in 2020, but the pandemic derailed things, but this is happening. They are going to be leaving at 9 a.m. to go to Washington, D.C. and see their respective war memorials. You are invited, of course, to come and welcome them as they come back to Spokane tomorrow at 7:30. More information can be found on KXLY.com.
We take a look at the First Alert Weather and the First Alert Weather app, free and available in your app store, and you'd be able to see as this rain comes in off the radar. We're right on the edge of it. We're going to see those scattered showers coming in late today, probably around 8 o'clock, and then spreading eastward as it goes through. We'll have more into the Palouse. Today's highs are going to be in the mid-60s, 64 degrees. Look for 63 into Pullman and 68 into Omak. We'll have cloud cover throughout the day, but temperatures nearing 60 at noon, and we're going to be in the low to mid-60s for this afternoon.
More than 100 people were killed in an explosion at an illegal oil refinery in southern Nigeria yesterday. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps said the fire led to the death of men, women, and children in the hundreds, and that the remains of some victims were burnt beyond recognition. Emergency response teams have counted 109 bodies while others remain missing. State government is looking for the owner of that refinery and declared him a wanted individual. Illegal refineries are common in Nigeria, where shady business operators often avoid regulations and taxes by setting up refineries in remote areas.
The price of gas continues to drop. The Lundberg survey now says the nationwide average for a gallon of regular is $4.24 a gallon, down 3 cents from a week ago. But it shows gas is still $1.27 higher than this time last year.
Lots of Americans are still finding opportunities for new jobs and better pay. The Wall Street Journal says a recent survey shows 64% of job switchers are making more at their new jobs. Nearly half of workers between 25 and 54 say they plan on leaving their jobs within the next 2 years. But experts say the wage gains from recent job switching are also helping to push up inflation.
Twitter is said to be seriously considering Elon Musk's offer to take over the company. The board of directors met yesterday to discuss the offer to buy every share of the company for $54.20 a share, valuing the company at $41.4 billion. Twitter is due to report first quarter earnings on Thursday, and the company will have to address Musk's offer by then, if not before.
France will have 5 more years of Emmanuel Macron occupying the presidency after he comfortably defeated far-right rival Marine Le Pen in the second round of elections. Macron took 58.5% of the vote. However, the disillusionment with Macron's presidency was reflected in the abstention rate, which was over 28% against 25.5% in 2017, marking the lowest turnout ever recorded in a French presidential election final since 1969.
Starbucks workers at the coffee giant's flagship roastery in Seattle have voted to form a union. The Starbucks Reserve and Roastery in the Capitol Hill neighborhood is the company's second location to unionize in its hometown. A Starbucks spokesperson says the company will respect the process and bargain in good faith.
And the group that organized a union at an Amazon warehouse in New York City has its sights set on Staten Island. hundreds of Amazon employees at a Staten Island sorting facility held a rally in support of the union last week. New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders met with workers there yesterday. Employees of the sorting facility will decide whether to vote to join the Amazon Labor Union, or ALU. Amazon has filed an appeal with the National Labor Relations Board, accusing the agency of unfairly and inappropriately facilitating the union's win. We're back with our final check of the weather with Mark next.